Hi, my name is Brian Croft and I paint the history of Vancouver and British Columbia. Where were you in 1965? I was in grade 11, the Stevenson High in Richmond, just a half-hour drive to downtown Vancouver. When I started this painting, I realized I was revisiting lots of memories and emotions. All of us kids at school were swept up in the latest fads, clothes and music, and we carried the music with us on our transistor radios, and the clothes and fads arrived on television. And the theme at that time of life was simply just to be cool. This painting was about Theatre Row on Granville, and to find the perfect selection of 1965 movies to display on the theatre's marquees, I looked through the entertainment pages of the Vancouver Sun and Province for the whole year, and eventually found what I wanted a few days before Christmas in '65, and playing on the west side of Granville Street is Cincinnati Kid, and then the Laughing 20s with Laurel and Hardy, The Collector, and then a double bill Die Monster Die and Planet of the Vampires. On the other side, the Beatles were there with their movie Help and The Reward, and at the Capitol Theatre, Battle of the Bulge. I didn't want Christmas to dominate the painting, so restricted myself to a few trees with lights and a few signs. CFUN Radio, with its top 40 music format, was the rock and roll station in Vancouver. In late 1965, the impressive DJ lineup was Tom Peacock at 6 a.m., Al Jordan at 9 a.m., Red Robinson came on at noon, Fred Latrimore at 3 p.m., Ed Carl at 6, and then Mad Mel took over at 9 to midnight. Finally, John Tanner filled in the midnight on. CFUN had 4 poppy red Ford Mustangs that year, with CFUN Funbug logos designed by Red Robinson. So how could I not paint a CFUN Mustang in front of the Dominion Theatre? And painting cars onto the street is always the hardest thing to do, and I tried to include some of the more interesting vehicles of the era. Of course, Granville Streetscape couldn't be complete without some BC Hydro Brill electric trolleys, which needed careful attention. And with the help of the Transit Museum Society, I managed to get these into the scene with some degree of authenticity. So painting the street as it was in '65 is a daunting task, requiring a mixture of research facts and artistic license. The iconic aristocratic neon sign with Risty, his arm animated by sequencing neon, is a pleasant memory. The white lunch sign just north of the Capitol Theatre is almost out of view, save for the bottom portion of which I managed to paint only because I knew it was there. And of course, Scott's Cafe further down Granville was a fine place to eat when downtown. Towards the end of this project, I painted in those tiny date stamp details like TVs and furniture and windows. Perhaps the tiniest of all, the hot new development second 65 Swinger Polaroid camera, which I painted into the window of the BC Camera Service. I owned a Swinger in '65 and still have many of the black and white photos that I took with it. Finally, I added the people, young and old, on a night out on Granville Street. Of course, these people on the sidewalk are you and I. I'm Brian Croft, and I hope you've enjoyed being transported back to that time when we were all so very young, back in '65.